Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Emily, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this really easy and cute pom-pom rug. And I will also be showing you how to make pom-poms in 2 different ways. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about this rug, and subscribe so you can see more DIYs. Let's get on with the video. What you will need for this DIY is shelf liner or any type of non-slip mat with holes in it, 1 or more colors of yarn, and you're going to need a lot of it, a tray, a picture frame or a lid, scissors, and a crochet hook. I'm going to start off by showing you how to make the pom-poms. The first way on how to make these pom-poms is by wrapping the yarn around anything that you have about 30 to 50 times. For example, I used a small cork lid that went onto a jar, but you can use something like a small plate or your hand. The more times you wrap the yarn, and the bigger the object you are wrapping around, the bigger the pom-pom will be. Once you are done wrapping the yarn, you want to pull the yarn carefully off of your object, and then you want to cut another piece of yarn that's about 6 inches long. Then you want to take that piece of yarn and place it under the yarn you just wrapped, and then you want to tie that piece of yarn in the middle of the yarn that you just wrapped into a tight knot. Now you want to take your scissors and cut the yarn loops that's on each side. And if you need to, you can trim some of the yarn off to get a perfect pom-pom. Now I'm going to show you the faster and the easier way of doing these pom-poms. And that is by wrapping the yarn around a tray or a picture frame 30 to 50 times. After you are done wrapping, you want to carefully pull the yarn off of the tray. Then you want to cut a few pieces of yarn that all end up being about 6 inches long. Now you want to tie those pieces of yarn onto the yarn that you just wrapped, and make sure those pieces of yarn are at equal distance from each other. Then you can take your scissors and cut in the center of each of those pieces of yarn, and you will also need to cut the loops at the ends. Now you want to trim all of your pom-poms. While you're trimming your pom-poms, you want to stick something underneath the pom-poms so you don't get yarn everywhere. You can follow either the first way or the second way of making these pom-poms, but I recommend using the tray or the picture frame method because you can make 3 or more pom-poms at once. And you are going to have to make a bunch of these pom-poms. And if you run out of pom-poms while you're making the rug, you can just make more pom-poms. Before you start making the rug, you want to cut the rug into any shape that you want. I cut mine after I put all of the pom-poms onto the mat, but you can cut the mat before or after you put the pom-poms on. Once you get all of your pom-poms done, you will need to lay them out to see how you would like the rug to look like. Then you want to take your mat and take your crochet hook and put the hook through one of the holes in the mat. Then you want to wrap the tails of the yarn that you used to tie the pom-poms together with and pull it through to the other side. Then you want to tie it into a knot. All you have to do now is to follow the same steps until you get to the end of your rug. Something that you want to be aware of is that a few of the pom-poms may come out while you're putting them into the mat, and if that happens, just pull them through the holes again, or through a different hole. You also don't want to pick up this rug by the pom-poms, because the pom-poms can come out easier that way. So put your hands under the mat to pick it up. The mat I used was already used for something before I made this mat, so that's probably why I had this issue. I just wanted to let you know before you started to pull the rug up by the pom-poms. After you got all of your pom-poms tied to the mat, and if you haven't cut the mat yet, you will need to cut off any of the extra mat with scissors. Then you want to flip it over and trim the yarn on the bottom of the mat. This doesn't really matter, but if it does affect the look of the rug, you can trim them off. But don't make them too short because if one pom-pom falls off, you won't be able to put it back on. Something that I did was that I trimmed some more of the mat off because I could see it under the pom-poms. And you can do this too if you have the same problem. The last thing you have to do is to trim some of the pom-poms on the edge of the rug to make a better shape of a rug, or you can just leave it how it is. And that's how I made this really easy pom-pom rug, and I think it turned out really cute. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about this pom-pom rug, and if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more DIYs. I will see you in the next video. Bye!